Namaste, and thank you for joining us for our beginners yoga practice. Now, what we're going to do with today's practice is take you through some of the breathing techniques, some of the asanas, and also help you work in a little bit more of a flowing way with your yoga practice, and to teach you some of the foundation postures and asanas that we can use within different practice in schools. So as you can see, I have a yoga block out, so if you have one of those, have that handy. It's going to help us because it really does help alignment, and also we can use it when we need to take a little bit of extra stress off joints, ankles, hips, knees. And we can begin with that right now. So to begin our practice, what I want us to do is to begin to sit cross-heeled. Now we're going to sit here for a few moments, and I'm going to talk a little bit about mindfulness and breath and how yoga can help us. So sometimes when we sit in that position, it can feel a little bit oppressive on the knees, the hips, and the lower back. So if we have a block, place the block down, we can sit up onto the block, cross over the heels, and let the knees relax. Because we're just a little bit elevated and lifted, it means that there's not so much pressure on the knees, not so much pressure through the hips. And then what I want us to do to begin with is actually just slouch all the way down. So just relax there for a minute. I want you to take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, I want you to very slowly peel the spine up. Now as we peel the spine up, what I want you to focus on is your hips align with your heart and your head. So we don't lift the chin to look up, we keep the chin, make sure that it's level with the floor, but we also make sure that the heart does sit back over the hips, and in doing that, we will feel a little bit of strength to the abdominal area. To begin with, we're going to have our hands placed down onto our knees. So let's just rest those down. Let me adjust myself for 1 second. So we're going to rest and press our knees down towards the mat. And then we're going to turn our palms facing up. Palms facing up, and they can gently lie over our knees. Now to begin practice, we bring our index finger and thumb together. When we bring our index finger and thumb together, we do this because this completes a circuit, the circuit of breath, the circuit of energy that we use within yoga. So when we breathe, when we work on something called our prana, so our life force, our energy, this ensures that that circuit is closed, meaning that energy can continue to flow throughout our entire body. If we begin to release this, that circuit is broken. And at the start of practice, it's really important that we focus on our prana, we focus on life force. It will help empower us and calm us at the same time. So let's bring our index finger and thumb together, rest the palms off the knees. Let me just make a quick adjustment. That's better. And then we're going to sink the shoulder blades down. Now we want to lengthen right the way through the spine, right from the base of our spine to the crown of our head. So I want you to sink your seat bones down into the block or into the mat, and then slowly begin to erect the spine. I'm not lifting the shoulders, I'm lifting the spine tall. I'm not lifting the chin, I'm lifting from the crown of the head. And in doing that, I want you to focus that each and every vertebrae begin to open. Next, we're going to just begin to place our lips together, close our eyes, and for a few moments, I want you to just notice the silence. Okay, next, as we continue to breathe, I want you to begin to become aware of your breath, how fast it moves, the strength at which it flows through your body, and also the depth of your breath. Next, I want you to just begin to pay note to our physical body. For some of us, we may feel a challenge to our back, our hips, our shoulders. And while I want you to pay note to those, I don't want you to allow them to become a focus. We're going to take a deep breath in, breathe out and relax. Let's just do that one more time. Deep breath in, breathe out and relax. Before we begin practice, I want us to just gift ourselves those few moments of true peace. Let all thought begin to empty out the mind. Allow breath and prana to begin to flow through us without restriction, without force. And any physical ailments or stresses that we feel, just allow them to subside, let go. Okay, we're going to place both palms onto our belly and you can open your eyes now. So we're going to begin by teaching a very basic yogic breath. So it's a breath where we try to encourage as much oxygen to be engulfed, as much of our oxygen to engulf our entire body. Now we do that because essentially oxygen is the most preservative, the most life-giving force that we know on earth. The most nutrient-rich, healing foods are the foods that contain oxygen, green plants. When we need to breathe, we don't draw our energy and strength in our life from food, we draw it from oxygen, from the air. What yoga begins to teach us is that to focus on every breath that we take, making sure that each and every breath we use optimally. So to do that, what we're going to do is use this yogic breath. Very simple, very slow breath. Now what we're going to do to lead us is use an abdominal breath. So I want you to place both hands onto belly. Those who've practiced with me before, we've probably done this in small amounts. Today I want you to focus on it a little bit more. So hands onto the abdomen. Now when we breathe in, what I want us to do is fill air into the belly. And I want you to feel the abdomen expand as much as we can. And then when we breathe out, don't push or force the air. I want you to just gently let go, but continue to pass all the air. Breathe out and out and out. And as we extinguish every single particle, what will happen is our belly button will hollow tighter towards the spine. So I want you to relax the shoulders, not breathe through the shoulders to begin with, just through the belly. I want you to breathe in, flood air into the belly, allow it to expand as much as we can. Breathe in, breathe out, and then slowly create that vacuum. Hollow the navel tight to the spine. Let's do that again. So we breathe in, flood air into the belly, allow it to open, expand, and swell. Breathe out, hollow the tummy tight to the spine. Just once more. Breathe in, flood air into the belly, allow it to expand. Breathe out, hollow it tight to the spine. Okay, relax. So we're going to do that now together. We're going to do it to our yogic breath, our tempo. We're going to now expand on it as well. So when we breathe in through the belly, we're going to continue to breathe in until we feel the rib cage begin to expand. And then finally the heart begin to expand. So what I want you to do now is place one hand over the rib cage, so just underneath our breastplate, and then one hand onto our heart. So we're going to breathe in through the abdomen, continue to breathe in, feel the change through the rib cage, continue to breathe in, feel the heart and lungs begin to open. So let's begin now. Breathe in first of all through the belly, fully expand there. Continue to breathe in, feel the rib cage open. Continue to breathe in, feel the lungs fill with air. And now slowly allow that to pass. I want you to do that again, but I want you to close your eyes. Breathe in, flood air into the belly. Now through the rib cage. Now through the lungs. And slowly try to allow it to release through the lungs, the rib cage, hollow the belly. Keep your eyes closed and do that 2 more times for me. So breathe in, flood air into the belly. Continue to breathe in through the rib cage. And then finally through the heart. And then let go through the heart, the rib cage, the abdomen. Keep our eyes closed just once more for me. Breathing through the belly, the rib cage, the heart, and then let go through the heart, the rib cage, the belly. Keep your eyes closed. Bring that index finger and thumb together to reform our circuit. Palms relaxing over the tops of our knees. Sink the shoulder blades down. And now I want you to breathe in the same way, but following my count of 10. So we breathe in through the abdomen, 9, 8, 7, 6, rib cage, 5, 4, 3, lungs, 2. Hold breath. And let go for the same counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold breath. Slowly breathe in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold breath, and let go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Reopen our eyes. So essentially, breathing is our most important part of yoga. So when we go through our asana practices or our postures, remember that's just an element of our practice, and that's an element we're going to move on to next. But it's your breath, the length of breaths and the strength of breaths, which really determine and dictate all the health benefits that we want to gain from our practice. So always focus. The most healing things that we have, the most healing element that we have is oxygen. We want to encourage as much of that oxygen to get into the depths of our body as possible. Heal our body from the inside out. Let's begin practice. So we can remove our block now, so we can place our block just to the head of our mat, where it's going to begin. And then what I want us to do, we're going to sweep ourselves round, place both knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, and then I want you to allow the entire spine to drop. Let the shoulders sink down. Eyes gaze forward. And then I want you to breathe out. Tuck the chin into chest, hollow the tummy, lengthen through palms, and just gently let the hips fall over towards the heels, not all the way down. Return to center. Breathe in, look forward, let the spine fall. Breathe out, chin into chest, push through palms, hollow the tummy, lift and ease us back. Just feel that release for the spine. Return to center, and let's just do that one more time. Breathe in, let the spine fall, let the eyes gaze forward. Breathe out, chin into chest, lift, hollow the tummy, and lie us all the way back. Return to center and relax. Okay, just to awaken the body and make sure that we begin to affect our nervous system, we're going to focus on a balanced posture. So I want you to focus on your left hand only. Take a breath in, and I want you to draw the left hand up towards the rib cage. Breathe out, and I want you to reach it forward. So as we reach it forward, try to ensure the hip, the shoulder, elbow, and the fingertips align. Take that little bit of strength and balance on the right hand, and then place the left hand down. Hollow the tummy. Make sure the spine doesn't begin to arch and gape. Curl the tailbone under. Take a breath in. Draw the right elbow towards the chest. Then reach us forward. We can hollow the tummy. We can lengthen the spine. And we're still thinking like we did at the start. We can lengthen through the crown of the head and right to the base of your spine. Search fingertips. Feel that little bit of strength in the left side. Place the right palm down. Okay, reassess the shoulders. Relax those. Remember, if you look to my spine really quick, remember that mobility we have in the lower spine. Curl the tailbone under. Just remove that arch from the spine. Okay, let's focus on your left heel. Take a breath in. Bring the knee towards the chest. Breathe out. Extend the knee behind us. Try not to point the toe, so try to lead with the heel. And also try not to twist the hip open. The toes of the foot face directly to the floor, meaning that your hips are parallel to the mat. Hollow the tummy. Lift the heel high, and you can find that strength now within the belly and that little catch of balance. Place the knee back down underneath the hips. Realign pelvis, heart, head. Draw strength towards your right knee. Bring it towards the chest, and then extend the heel again behind us. And again, be mindful of those hips. Toes point down towards the mat. Hollow the tummy and find that strength as we keep the tailbone curled under, but we lift the heel nice and high. Catch our balance. Bring us down. Okay, let's try to step this up a little bit, challenge our balance a little bit more. So we're going to now begin to lift your left hand and the opposite knee, the right heel. So we take a breath in, and as we breathe out, reach the left hand forward and the right heel back. Catch our balance for a moment. Don't worry if we begin to tip and fall, that's fine. We want your balance to be challenged. It awakens the nervous system. Place the palm of the hand back down, the knee back down. Hollow the tummy, curl the tailbone under. Right hand, left heel this time. We reach, we hold. And remember that challenge to balance is really important. It's really important for our practice that we understand the need for balance and unity within the body. And our postures that challenge our balance, They interpret that into the mind. Return back to our box. Separate knees a little wider than hips. Take the heels back down towards the thighs. And then let's just gently guide us into child's pose. Bow our head. Now in child's pose, I want you to still lengthen the spine. So try not to encourage the spine to hump and round. We can have eyes gazing forward to begin with, chin onto the mat. And then just let the shoulder blades sink down. If we feel a little bit too much pressure on the hips, just gently lift or bring the knees together underneath the pelvis. If we feel comfortable where we are, just remain there. A few more breaths. Just gently let the body sink. Separate the fingertips. Let the heart melt down to the mat. Just calm that breath. Palms now placed underneath the shoulders. Bring the knees back in. And what we're going to do, just be mindful of where our block is. We're going to take ourselves down to Sphinx pose to begin with. So Sphinx pose, really nice posture just to help us align the shoulders. So we make sure that our elbows are sat underneath the shoulders. We sink the shoulder blades down. Now look at my head now. So we can stay in this posture here, slouch through the shoulders, when in fact what we want to do is lift the head nice and tall in Sphinx. It's a nice opener for the belly, nice opener for the hips. Eyes can gaze forward. We lie down. And then what we're going to do is extend our hands as far as we can in front of us. Widen our stance as much as we can. As we breathe in, I want you to push through fingertips, lift the heart up, lengthen through the belly, breathe out and bring it back down. Let's take it a step closer, still on fingertips. Breathe in, really lift the belly and breathe out. Palms underneath the shoulders this time. Root the palms down, separate the fingertips. Breathe in and really lengthen that cobra. Elbows still bent, hips still on the floor. And calmly come back down. Let's do that one more time. Reach the fingertips out. So our extended cobra. Breathe in. Push. We lift. And relax. Bring the palms of the hands a little closer. Breathe in. Lift. And relax. Palms of hands underneath the shoulders. Breathe in. Lift. And relax. Really nice posture. Okay, roll over knees, lift hips into the air, and then we're going to bring us back to the front of our mat. So some gentle twists. So it's really important that within our practice as well that we gain some rotations and revolved postures, twists. Revolved postures are particularly good when you're new to yoga because they, one, help unlock the hips, which is where we carry most of our emotional and physical stress in the West, but also they're really good at aiding digestion. Most of us in the West, because of poor diets, because we have too much sugar, too much meat within our diet, we have slow or erratic digestion. Revolved yoga postures help stimulate the digestion process, so it helps the body to rid itself of toxins. So let's take you into some of those. So knees placed together, and then very simple way to take us into these postures. So you're going to do the opposite to me. So take your left hand into the air, sweep the hand underneath the knee. So let's do that again, left hand up, sweep it underneath the knee and take hold of the right ankle. Pull it through. Bring the left knee in to join us and we just sit tall for a moment. So just nice and tall. Then to take us into our twist, your left hand, place it onto the mat behind yourself. Lift the spine nice and tall and then just hug in the right knee. Twist your body so you look, the left knee, look over your left shoulder. So we take that nice twist over our left shoulder. Now those who feel comfortable to do so, take your forearm up or elbow and just guide that knee open a little bit. And as we look back over the shoulder, what will begin to happen is we'll feel the shoulder blades begin to unlock, but also our pelvis and hip here. So we can sit the spine nice and tall and we can just begin to guide that hip open. 2 more breaths. Take a deep breath in and try to twist that a little bit deeper. Again, eyes gaze over that left shoulder. And we release. Perfect. Bring both knees together. Sit the spine nice and tall because that will help us find the strength in the abs. Okay, let's reach your right hand up. So reach right up. Sway it underneath the right leg, take hold of the ankle and pull it through. Now let's tuck the right leg in nice and tight. And just like we did before, we can sit tall for a minute. Now for many of us, that will be enough for stretch. For the rest of us, let's try and take it into a revolved lunge. So let's take hold of that knee, big hug across the knee. Right hand behind the back, and let's lift that spine nice and tall. Now again, as you look over that right shoulder, you'll feel the hip begin to open, so we've taken that twist. And also the spine lengthen, which is really important. Now pull the belly button in. Those of you who've activated your Mula Bandha with me before, and we've spoken of that, please be mindful of that over the course of this posture, over this course of this sequence. Those who haven't done any of our practice or our tutorials on the Mula Bandha, don't worry. When in future practice, when you join me again, we will talk about that and the importance of your Bandha locks. If we can, remember, we can take the forearm up and we can take it across the knee. Lengthen. Okay, let's take us down. We're going to switch our heels back towards the front. So as we're crossed over heels and we're sitting the spine nice and tall, what you want to show from this angle is that you can see that my spine isn't beginning to gape. And if I feel that it's going to do that, and we have the use of a block, it's really important that we sit the block up. This block, as we said at the start of practice, will alleviate some of the tension in around our pelvis, and it will mean you can erect the spine nice and tall. It's really important through our next sequence that we're not having the spine in this gaped position, because you can see the stress and pressure that it's being managed under there. That's not what we want. So we can sit the spine tall. Again, we can use our block. Sit cross-heeled, spine sits tall, sink the shoulder blades down. Let's reach your left hand into the air. And then as we place your right hand onto the mat, left hand lengthens us over. But go all the way with it. Don't twist down, so we're still looking underneath that shoulder. And you can feel that really nice opening to the back, to the lats, to the obliques, to the waist. Return to center, sit the spine tall once more. Remember, don't allow it to gape. And then as we take right hand in the air, left hand gently guides us down, and just let it all go. If you can go down to the forearm, feel free to do that. You don't need to. But lengthen, but I want you to lengthen all the way through here. Return to center. Let's do that once more. So let's take hand into the air, reach. And then as we place the right hand down, let's take that stretch. Lengthen, just have a breath there. Turn to center. Sit the spine tall, sink the shoulder blades, right hand comes up, and then let's take us down. And again, we can feel that lengthen right the way through the spine and right the way through the oblique as well. Return to center. Okay, let's take us back into a twist. Hands over heart into prayer. We open palms up. Now we're going to take a twist over towards your right knee. So we're going to take your left hand across to your right knee. Again, mirroring me. We can place our right hand behind us and we can lift up over the shoulders, lengthen. Try to pull the belly button in tight to the spine. We return to center, hands over heart into prayer. Breathe in, reach up. And let's twist right the way over to the other side. Try to unlock the shoulders a little bit more, lengthen, open them up. Return to center, take a breath in, sink the shoulder blades down. Let's do that again, reach up. As you take that breath in, reach out. Open us all the way over to that one side. Lengthen, reach. Calm breath. Hands over heart into prayer. Breathe in, reach up. And as we lengthen right the way through into mountain pose, we open the body up once more. Nice twist. Lengthen. Remember, all these twists are there to help stimulate that digestion as well. Hands over heart into prayer. Relax the shoulder blades down. Erect the spine as much as we can. Make sure the tummy feels pulled in. Now I'm going to show you where we're going to move from sideways on. We're going to roll back over to knees. Step both knees back. And then setting the hands underneath the shoulders. Knees underneath the hips. We're going to pull the abdominal area in. Take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going to roll over toes. Lift hips into the air. And we're going to lengthen into down dog. Now into down dog, we're going to have a very slight bend of knees. Separate the fingertips. And we're not just going to push up through the palms, but we're actually going to send the hips high to the back of the room. Again, if this feels uncomfortable at any time, just lower to knees for a few moments and then rejoin us. So pull the belly button in, slight bend of the knees because that will release the hips and it helps us really lengthen through the spine.
So we press the heels down to the mat, really pulling and hollowing the tummy in. So we feel that lengthening right the way through our spine. And then if we can extend through the knees, we can do that now. So we can extend through the knees, placing the heels down onto the mat. We lower down to knees. As we lower down to knees and return both hands underneath the shoulder, we're going to take hold of your right leg and we're going to guide that right leg forward. Now it's very important the right leg is going to be sat in between both hands. So take your time, take hold of the thigh and then lift it forward. As we lift it forward, we're actually going to sink the shoulder blades, draw the fingertips back and reach into our lower lunge. Now a low lunge is a brilliant posture to unlock the hips. Bring the hands together if we can. Reach the index fingers nice and high and lengthen all the way through the spine. We pray to release. Palms can be rooted down to the mat, and then we're just going to tuck that knee back. Hollow the tummy. Take hold of the left thigh, bring that in. Remember, it needs to come all the way in between both hands. Let the hips sink. Sink the shoulder blades back. Draw the arms there, and as the hips go, reach up. Now, these postures on the surface can seem almost fairly nonsensical, very, very calming postures. They're not. They're very challenging postures. These will challenge our balance, but also, if we lean into these postures and use our breath, you'll feel the challenge. It begins to unwind the hips. So those hip flexors that are constantly working against us, they begin to unlock now. Remember, really lengthen. So I can feel this lengthening right from the tips of my fingers all the way through my chest, all the way through that hip and pelvis. Hands over heart into prayer, frame the foot. And then again, let's step that knee back. Hands underneath the shoulders, hollow the belly button. Let's roll over toes and lift back into down dog again. Press the heels down into the mat, slight bend of the knees, lengthen the tummy and hollow. So we feel that lengthening, still drawing the belly button in, pressing the heels down into the mat. We lower down to knees, and now we go for a little bit of a vinyasa. So separating the fingertips, keeping the hips into the air, lower the shoulders down, bring the chin towards the earth. And then glide the body forward so belly's onto the mat. And then press through palms, lift the shoulders up, not the hips. Lie us back down. Engage the toes behind us because we're going to roll over the knees, lifting the hips into the air. Very challenging. Roll over toes, let's lift back to down dog. Hollow the tummy, slight bend of the knees, press the heels down. So you can see now that I just begin to pedal. So as we heat up, I can begin to pedal the heels and really root those down to the mat, still drawing my navel tight to the spine. Once more, I want you to lower down to knees, shoulders sit over hands, bend the elbows, chin and chest down to the earth, glide the belly forward, and then as we relax the belly, gently push up through palms, up dog, and then this time we're going to lie us back down. Very good. Okay, series of back bends. So for our back bend, just make sure we're on the mat. Palms can be by our side. Now ideally, I'd want you to keep your eyes facing down towards the mat. Just be careful of resting the head on one side because sometimes that can put a little bit of extra strain onto the spine. Now if it feels particularly uncomfortable, use a pillow or a mat and try and rest the forehead over those areas. For myself, and if you can join me, I want your hands by your side. We now really focus on activating the bum. So I want you to curl that tailbone under, almost flicking the hips. If you look very closely towards my bum, so almost flicking the hips down into the mat. And that strengthens through the belly quite a lot. Hollow the tummy. And then what we're going to do is breathe in, bring strength towards the bum. And then I'm just going to lift this hand up by my side so you can see. I'm going to lift that heel high. I'm not twisting. I'm keeping my pelvis facing down and I'm just lifting the heel. Take me back down. Take a breath in, bring strength to the other side. And as I breathe out, I lift the heel nice and high as we can lift. Bringing strength to the bum, bringing strength to the back of the leg. And release. Stay there for a moment, curl the tailbone under for me. We lift and up we go. Breath. Perfect. And release. Now to the side, find strength in the bum. Lift the heel. Make sure the pelvis stays where it is. And release. Fantastic. Okay. So for those who feel comfortable to do so, We're now going to draw strength to both sides of the bum. Curl the tailbone under, and we're going to breathe in. And as we breathe out, lift the heels into the air. So as we lift the heels into the air, only a few moments off the floor, what we want to do is focus on that strength to the bum, strength to the legs, and then gently relax. So we're not looking for big expressions of movement. We're just looking for the heels to be able to lift nice and make sure that it's a strength to the bum. Curl the tailbone under. Find that strength to the bum, and again we lift. So remember, as we lift, there's no strain on the back whatsoever. The strength is found through the bum muscle, through the backs of the legs. Hold there for a moment so we find that strength, and relax. Fantastic. Okay, now palms can be by our side. I want you to gently rest the side of the head onto the backs of the palms. Close your eyes, and I want you to return to that slow, lengthened breath that we had at the start of practice. So breathe in and let go. Again, breathe in and let go. Last breath, breathe in and let go. Fantastic. Okay, palms down to the mat. Let's lift the shoulders up, roll over the knees, and let's return our body back to our box. Okay, final few twists that we want us to do. So we're going to sit both knees underneath the hips, palms of hands to sit underneath the shoulders. Then we're going to reach the left hand forward, stretch it, and then we're going to thread it all the way under the right arm, twist. And then we're going to sweep it all the way up into the air. Really tough posture. I want you to hold there. We're going to do that again. So we're going to thread the needle right the way under, reach, and then we're going to sweep us all the way up. So it's a big lengthening. Lots of strength now placed on the ground arm. Reach under. One more time. And then lengthen all the way up for me. Reach. Now this time we are going to thread the needle, so we're going to sweep all the way under, search the fingertips nice and far. We're going to rest the back of the shoulder down onto the mat, and then we're going to crawl the fingertips of the right hand forward. And then I want you to do is just twist and lengthen through that left shoulder. Hips can stay in the air. Just begin to open and ease that shoulder blade out. Breathe and just let the body sink into this. Few moments. Hollow the belly button tight. Right palm underneath the shoulder. Let's return to that box. Make sure that spine's nice and aligned. This time reach the right fingertips forward, lengthen the spine. Sweep under the left arm. Reach us all the way out. Sweep under the left arm. Reach us all the way out. And again, sweep us under the arm. Lengthen. Reach all the way out. Hold there for a moment. Find that strength in the left hand. And then sweep us under. Remember, as far as we can, back of the shoulder down onto the mat. Crawl the fingertips of the other arm forward. And as we take that twist, just feel the shoulder blades begin to open. So we twist us open. And again, breathe. Close your eyes. Don't rush these postures. Have patience with them. Just breathe. Let them unlock. Slowly guiding the back of the shoulder open. Breathe. Left palm underneath the shoulder. Return us back to our box. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to roll over toes, return to down dog. But this time we're going to walk the hands backwards, right to the back of our mat. Before we end practice, I want us to take us into a nice forward fold. So we're going to heel toe our feet together now. Toes facing forward, slight bend of the knees. I want you to take a breath in and straighten the spine. Now you can see from my spine, very important, the spine isn't humped and I'm just lifting the head. I've opened the heart and chest, hollowed the tummy, so hips, heart, head, all aligned. Now I draw the belly button in, breathe out, and I'm just going to go for a very gentle forward fold. Still a slight bend of the knee. Try to take the belly towards the thighs. If we feel comfortable placing palms onto the floor, then do so. If it doesn't feel comfortable placing palms onto the floor, place them onto the knees. Don't feel you need to extend through the knees, but bow the head. Those who want to deepen practice, straighten the legs like myself, feel free to take hold of the heels, hollow the tummy in. Don't force, but take a breath in. And as you breathe out, guide the head towards the knees. Just continue to breathe for me. Hollow in the tummy. Lengthening the spine. Releasing through the backs of the legs. Breath. Deeper still. As we begin to release, I want you to straighten the spine once more. Let me return to where I am with yourselves. So we're at the back of our mat. We straighten the spine once more. We're going to crawl our hands all the way forward. Lower down to knees. Separate knees a little wider than hips. And then we're going to take hips back over heels. Search fingertips forward. And like we did earlier in practicing our child's pose, we're just going to gently bow the head down. Release now for inside of the thighs. Release for the shoulders. I want you to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to step both hands off the mat to our left-hand side. And just gently ease back into that right shoulder. Breathe. And as we ease back into it, you can feel that unwinding of the right shoulder. Just stay there. Close your eyes. Remember, just have patience with practice. Breathe. Let the shoulder begin to open and lengthen. Okay, let's return to center. Search the fingertips out. Press the heart down to the mat. Breath in. And then as we breathe out, step off the mat just to our right hand side. And then as we do so, remember, lean back into that left shoulder. So we're right off the mat, but we're leaning back into that left shoulder. We can breathe, let it unwind, let it begin to open. Close your eyes. Don't push, we don't need force, we need breath, we need peace, we need calmness, and then the body will begin to let go of that restriction, that resistance. Return to center. Okay, let's cross over heels and let's return now onto our backs. So as we cross over heels, we're going to use our blocks. If we have a block, it will be handy for us. Open our stance, so heels down, and we're going to lie ourselves down into Shavasana, corpse pose. Palms facing up, gentle release through the heels. And with our palms facing up, don't think of stretching the palms, just lift them up and then just gently let them be placed by our side. So really they neither face up nor down, just gently tilted in towards us. If we have a block, I want you to place that onto the belly. Close your eyes, and I want you to breathe in, flood air into the belly. Focus on the rise of the block. Breathe out, and then it drops, hollows down. Just change that. So you can see as I breathe in, the block begins to rise. And then as I breathe out, the block drops. Close your eyes, focus that breath. Breathe out. Begin to lift the block. Breathe out. Lips placed together, continue to breathe through the nose. Breathe in, flood air into the belly. And breathe out. Continue that breath for a few moments. Let your mind just begin to focus on that rise and fall of the belly. Remember, the true gift and the true importance of yoga is gifting us those moments where we can let go. Moments where we can let go of any physical ailments and an opportunity to strengthen those. But also a moment's an opportunity to let go of stress, of pain, of fear, of worry. And it frees our mind, even if only for a few moments. As you begin to breathe now in Shavasana, I want you to lengthen breath and let that breath be your only focus. If you begin to think of partners or family or friends or children, try not to resist those thoughts or push them away, but also don't allow them to become a focus.
As you breathe out, allow those thoughts to just pass. For many of us, this will be the only time in our entire day when we don't need to think of others. We don't need to think of plans or bills or family or children or partners. For many of us, this is the only time in our entire weekend we gift ourselves true peace. So take that opportunity, just breathe and let go. We're going to end with 3 breaths of strength. So this time as we breathe in, I want you to draw your attention to your physical body. I want you to clench the fists, squeeze the thighs, let the heart rise. But when you breathe out, I want you to let it all go. Relax the fingertips. And it's that moment of letting go, that slide, that letting go, that release, that surrender that we focus on much in yoga. So I want you to do that 3 times. Breathe in now. So I want you to breathe in, clench fists, squeeze thighs, let the chest rise. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Open mouth and sigh. Let go. Do that again. Breathe in, clench fists, squeeze thighs. Let the chest rise. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Open your mouth, big sigh, relax and let go. Fingertips relax. Toes relax. Body sinks. Just once more. Breathe in. Clench fists, squeeze thighs. Feel that surge of strength and that surge of prana energy. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. And sigh. Let it all go. Just for a few moments, enjoy the silence. Your moment, your peace. Be sure not to let the mind wander. Don't allow anything to detract from your peace. Begin to move fingertips and toes. Roll wrists and ankles. Interlock our fingers, point toes, reach above us, lengthen the spine. Take a deep breath in here. Big sigh, breath out. Bend both knees, bring them in towards the chest. Hug them tight, just gently sway from side to side. In fact, let's lift our chest up. If you can, gently begin to kiss the knees. Relax. And then as we roll from side to side, I want you to just gently rock over towards your right side first. Get yourself comfortable to place your left hand underneath the head. Keep eyes closed. Don't rush through these feelings. Have patience. Here, the mind and body will feel nurtured. It'll feel calm. It'll feel protected once more. And then, let's make our way back up. Cross over heels. Final breath. So now we begin yoga, and it's something that often is where people roll our eyes when they first come to yoga practice. But we always want to end yoga with an Om. So Om, so explain what the Om is. The Om is the sound of the universe. So Om essentially is used not as a religious or spiritual practice. It's used as a way of causing a vibration within the body in a health way to emit a sense of calm. Now that's been proven with modern science. So the sound and the vibration that is created by the tone of Om is a healing vibration, and what's used for treating some disabilities, for some mental illnesses, and to give people peace and calm. In yoga, we use it because essentially it's a way of us connecting with the universe, connecting with other people around us, but also to cause a vibration within our heart and a vibration within our speech. So very simply to Om, and we're going to do 2 of these. You're only on your own at home. No one's going to hear you. Don't be embarrassed by it. But Om has a comforting sound, calming vibration. It's something that's important for yoga, so just go for it. We bring our palms together. We're going to rub them first, so we create lots of heat, lots of warmth within our hands. So keep going till we feel warm. And I want you to focus on that warmth, that heat that you're creating is an energy. Heat is an energy, so you're creating energy now. So as we create that now, I want you to hold that heat over our eyes. Let that heat run through your hair. Place it over your shoulders. Run it over your heart, over your back, and over your thighs. Hands over heart into prayer. We take a deep breath in. When we make the ah of the Om, I want you to press your thumbs against the heart so you can feel a vibration. When you make the of the Om, I want you to focus on how your lips feel and the vibration within your lips. Now I have a sore voice today, so apologies, but I will try and lead you. Let's take a deep breath in. And together, Just once more, this time with our eyes closed. Deep breath in. Vibration through our heart, then through our lips. Namaste.